How large is Renault's network now? How good is their service quality now?
So it's still obviously nowhere.
I'm asking these questions because this is not a manufacturer that is commonly being talked about all the time, so we might as well set context.
Yeah. So it's Maruti, Hyundai, and Renault will be much smaller than any of this. But taking its sibling Nissan as a benchmark, then on the other hand, it's much bigger than Nissan. So its reach is better than that. And they have these mobile service workshops and things like that to try and improve reach, which improves access for sure. But these are the things that will create a sense of caution for people when they're making a decision.
Of course.
So that will continue to be the case, right? So as we've always said, if you're looking to buy any one of these cars, any actually of the brands that are smaller with a smaller network, see which is your closest dealership, how responsive they are when you're looking for a test drive. Ask people who own another vehicle from that dealership. And see what the experience has been in terms of service. That's the best way to make a decision, because if that dealership is good and responsive, and we've heard this from many smaller service networks, that people are very, very satisfied. They say, I've had no issue, because maybe they're not that busy, or maybe because they understand that they need to build their brand and to build that trust, that they make sure that customers are treated better.
When we are doing view stories, we'll often go into circles and see what people are saying about that particular brand and get a sense of what the service is like. For example, I'll give you a recent example. I was testing the Suzuki Access 125 and the Suzuki service quality report has always been kind of weird, where you can't really put your finger on it. So I just spent an afternoon, I put Suzuki service into the search engine and saw what comes up. And there are distinctly groups of people who are very kicked with Suzuki service. And then there are distinctly people who say, what is this nonsense? So clearly it is an inconsistent. Whereas, just to give you another reference point, I was researching the new 2025 Hunter, where most people say service is fine at Royal Enfield. They're not super kicked about it, but they're also not super upset about it. By and large, Royal Enfield service seems to, meets expectation, and that is good enough because you're dealing with them 2 times a year. It's fine.
Actually, service is one of the worst things. Like if I were working for a car maker and if I was handling service,
it's the messiest thing ever.
Exactly.
100%.
Because you're dealing with the most painful part of the ownership process, which is like you come in when you have a problem.
Correct.
Right? You coming in to get things fixed. So the person you're interacting with is already unhappy. Right? So regular service, okay, fine. But even in that, you're taking time out of your regular schedule to go and get stuff done. You're spending money, which is always going to be a conflict area, a friction area. So it is a painful part. So if I find that people are not complaining about a brand,
that's actually a good place to be.
That's a good place to be, right? So do you hear this constant noise of saying, oh, Renault is terrible? There was a time when people used to complain about the Quid regularly, about quality and things like that. But that was way in the past. Do you hear about it today? You don't hear about it
today.
And
a trick that I have learned to use, I don't know how useful this is, but I will sometimes, if I'm struggling with service for a brand, I will sometimes call the sales guy who sold me the bike and ask for their help. And if they try to help, not all of them do, because it's in theory not their job. But if they volunteer to participate and try to get you a solution, that's usually a very good sign. Then you can track this person. So when this guy moves brands, because salespeople move around, when they move to another brand and you're considering by good fortune that brand's next, you're going to get good service there too, because he will recognize the fact that you bought brand A's vehicle with me, you had some issues, we sorted it out, I'm at brand B and now you're back at brand B trying to buy another thing from me. He remembers those things and then that sort of cycle intensifies. It's awesome.
That's a great example, actually. That's a great idea to check out.
I have never heard Kartikeya gush so much about a car. I'm serious. And if you want to know more about this, it's about the Renault Triber. It's on MotorInc First. MotorInc First is free to watch. It's on the app, which is free to download and sign up on. And I think you should check it out, because why should I be alone in the misery?